What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and oh my god, look at those lines spin. Big shout out to Jacob Vonisch from Austria for making me this graphic intro. I love it. Now let's get to the video. So I'm going to talk about 4 offensive concepts that I think should be used and experimented more this coming season. In the past, I've made advanced NBA concept videos that go over more established NBA tactics that coaches use on a regular basis. This video is for the concepts that I saw maybe once that aren't frequently used, but I think are worth exploring more, and there's no better time than right now. Let's get to it. The first concept is the big man screening the X-out rotation. And to understand what this concept is, we first have to understand the X-out rotation. The X-out is a defensive rotation used by a lot of NBA teams, including the Bucks. So let's just break down this play. On the drive, you have Teletovic stepping up, Tony Snell dropping low to take away the dump-off pass, and Delly is on the weak side, zoning between the two shooters. Now, he'll take the first pass. This time, it's to the corner, so Delly takes the pass to the corner, and this is the X-out. You have Snell going to the shooter on top, and he and Delly are executing a switch. That prevents a wide-open look for Corey Joseph, though he gets a decent look. So the X-out was what the two weak side perimeter defenders, Delly and Snell, did. Snell took away the dump-off pass, and then they worked together to prevent the corner 3 and force a relatively difficult shot. This play involves the offensive concept. So the Raptors will run a pick and roll this time, but the Bucks essentially play the same defense. Beasley will bump the pick and roll man, while Delly zones between the two weak side shooters. Again, the pass goes to the corner here, so Delly gets to the corner, takes that pass, while Beasley is going to close out on Lowry, who's on the wing. The difference on this play is that Valanciunas, who was the pick and roll man, screens Beasley, preventing Beasley from getting out to Lowry, and Lowry is wide open and hits the 3. This may have been unintentional, but I'm giving Valanciunas the benefit of the doubt. He sees at this point that he's not receiving the pass, so he sets that screen, preventing the rotation to the top, and this was a very smart play. A big man can screen to prevent the X-out in the pick and roll, or just on a regular drive, and on this play, Ibaka could have prevented Snell from closing out if he saw that rotation and got in front of Snell. The concept of big men screening perimeter help defenders is not new, so on this play, Thad Young is helping to prevent the dump-off pass to Tristan Thompson, so Thompson will simply screen Young, and this is pretty common as LeBron finds Jefferson in the corner for a 3. But big men aren't using this specifically versus the X-out, and I think it can be an excellent counter to the X-out rotation. The next concept is a duck-in immediately after a switch. And this first clip is just a regular duck-in. It's a set play where LeBron will catch Jabari Parker by surprise by ducking in, getting position, and making the layup. That was great, and this is also fantastic. The Spurs run a back screen for Kawhi, and Curry is guarding the screener. And it's very tough for him not to switch here. He has to help, and he ends up switching this back screen. And immediately Kawhi ducks in, taking advantage of the size mismatch, and he gets the pass and gets the dunk. It's that easy. The play design on this play was perfect, so let's talk about that. First, after Green sets the back screen, he's receiving a down screen toward the top, so that occupies defenders. They have Gasol in the perfect position to make this pass at the high post, and most importantly, once they get the switch, they attack the mismatch right away with the duck-in. There isn't a 5-second delay as they look to get Kawhi a post-up on the block. No, they go after the size mismatch immediately, and that's the concept I want to emphasize. It doesn't have to be a back screen. Here it's a curl screen for Blake Griffin, and Ingles, who's guarding the screener, is put into the same tough position as Curry. He could switch, but then Griffin could duck in and take advantage of the size mismatch. Here, Ingles doesn't help or switch, and that's an easy dunk. Again, the Clippers run this play, and if the switch occurs, Griffin would be in the middle of the lane in perfect position to duck in versus a smaller defender, though here, Ingles fouls. I was really talking about set plays that take advantage of this. I know when there are switches, a lot of players duck in right away, so I was talking more about set plays that set this up where they clear out the lane and look for that duck in. The next concept is a pick and roll where the offensive big man rolls under the defensive big man. This would be used in a high pick and roll, and on this play, Al Horford is rolling to the rim, and he could roll straight to the rim like normal, but notice how Mirotic would be in position to bump him. So what Horford does is he rolls to the opposite block. This catches Mirotic off guard. He isn't prepared to rotate all the way to the opposite block, coming so far off of his man, so he doesn't. And Horford is still under Robin Lopez, who's busy containing the ball. So Horford finds that sweet spot and gets a layup. This can only really work versus standard pick and roll defense where the big man drops a bit to contain the ball, but it can work. And what also helps this play is there was a dribble pitch and screen beforehand, which allows Avery Bradley to put Jimmy Butler on his back. This is called putting your defender in jail. This buys Horford time to roll to that opposite block. Here's an example of a play where this roll could have been used. If Malcolm Delaney did a better job of keeping that defender on his back, which would buy time and have that big man stay up, then Millsap may have been able to roll to that strong side block and then put that weak side defender in a tough position. Cover Millsap and you leave a shooter open, don't cover Millsap and you give up a layup. At the very least, it's a concept worth experimenting with. You also need excellent spacing to try this. The Spurs don't try it here, but you never could with this kind of spacing. Aldridge at the short corner, bringing Davis into the key. The last concept is a backscreen in semi-transition or early offense. It's pretty simple. The Warriors are bringing the ball up the floor and Curry sees an opportunity to set a backscreen for Clay, and it frees up Clay on the cut. There are many good ways to attack an early offense, and this is just another good way, and it's just about being smart and being aware. Curry could run to the corner or get the ball from Green. That's what a normal point guard would do, but he's unselfish and he sets that backscreen for Clay. And the reason it's so tough to defend is because it's happening before the defense is set. So Evan Turner, who's guarding Curry, would normally switch on to Clay in this situation, but he doesn't react in time, and that's why Clay was open. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope this video really worked your basketball mind, and that's what I'm going for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.